It takes serious audacity to stroll into Weatherfield and start cracking jokes just 4 years after faking your own death. Yet that's exactly what Coronation Street's Becky Swain does, a fearless woman who refuses to compromise when she's chasing what she wants. Ever since Becky's surprising comeback to Weatherfield earlier this month, Inside Soap has been following her closely, so we were thrilled to sit down with actress Amy Cudden as she gave us an exclusive insight into her character's spiraling desperation. Becky uses humor as one of her tools, Amy explains. She's unpredictable and slippery. If you wanted to define her, she's a chameleon. She adapts to whoever she's with. She knows how to make Lisa laugh, and she knows how to make Betsy laugh. If her goal is to get closer to them, the easiest path is through humor, softening them with a joke. When it comes to Betsy, Becky's affection is genuine, proven by how eager she was to reunite with her teenager the moment she set foot back in Weatherfield. But it's equally obvious that she has a long way to go before she can rebuild herself as a proper mother. Becky loves her daughter, Amy reflects, but she really struggles with boundaries. She tends to treat Betsy more like a best friend than a child, which isn't the healthiest dynamic. She's not the sort of mom who lays down rules and keeps things under control. She's more likely to suggest something cheeky or reckless that could land Betsy in hot water with Lisa. Becky's the fun, slightly chaotic parent, the actress continues. Considering the hardships Betsy has endured over the past year, the last thing she needs is more drama. The same goes for Carla and Lisa. But is it only a matter of time before Becky digs in her heels and keeps causing trouble for the Connor-Swain clan? I don't see how she wouldn't, Amy hints. Her very existence, the fact she's alive, changes everything. Betsy belongs to her just as much as she does to Lisa, so that tension will always need to be navigated. And since Becky clings so tightly to those relationships, there's no way the road ahead will be smooth. Coronation Street introduces another major change for Bethany. I'd rather take a vow of celibacy and hide away in a monastery at the North Pole. Coronation Street has thrown another curveball at Bethany Platt since her dramatic comeback, after the young journalist originally bowed out of the soap earlier this year to start a promising magazine job in London. Unfortunately, Bethany's bright new career didn't last long, and in tonight's episode, viewers saw her back in Weatherfield, this time sitting inside a police station being grilled over an alleged car theft. When DC Kit Green walked into the interview room, he was stunned to find his girlfriend Sarah's daughter waiting to be questioned. PC Haywood explained that Bethany had already given a statement, but suggested Kit might want to speak with her personally. Bethany strongly denied taking the vehicle, insisting it belonged to her boss. She explained that she had only borrowed it and intended to bring it back later, though Kit seemed far from convinced by her explanation. I honestly didn't think Miss Stokes would even notice, Bethany reasoned. She's got about 5 different cars. And after all those times she had me playing chauffeur after her so-called liquid strategy meetings. Bethany then admitted she had resigned the week before following a serious mistake involving a confidential source. It was either walk away or get the sack, she confessed. I might be hopeless sometimes, but I'm not a thief. Luckily for her, Kit persuaded Bethany's boss to drop the charges and escorted her straight to Sarah, who was relieved to have her daughter safe. Although shocked to learn Bethany had walked away from her job, Sarah was happy when Bethany revealed she was sticking around Weatherfield for good. Later, Bethany ran into her ex, Daniel Osborne, and reluctantly agreed to a proper chat at the bistro. Their last breakup had ended badly, and Bethany wasted no time shutting down any hint of reconciliation. I don't care how miserable, lonely, or heartbroken you are, I wouldn't touch you again if you were the last man alive. Honestly, I'd rather swear off men completely and live as a nun at the North Pole, she shot back. A taken-aback Daniel quickly agreed with her assessment, admitting, "We're not good for each other." He assured her he wasn't trying to rekindle anything and simply wanted to apologize for his mistakes. With Daniel now firmly in the past, the question remains, Could Bethany's fresh start in Weatherfield lead her to an unexpected new romance? All Coronation Street video spoilers for next week as resident rush to hospital. Coronation Street is gearing up for another tense and emotional week, as revealed in the latest spoiler preview clips. Debbie Webster offers her brother Kevin some blunt advice following his breakup with Abby, who secretly worries that her fling with Carl is about to be exposed. Elsewhere, Dev Alahan is shattered when he gets the call that his daughter Asha has been rushed to hospital after being discovered collapsed on a bench in Victoria Gardens. Meanwhile, Sally Metcalf is left stunned when she realizes that Tim has been messaging Trisha, a woman from his past who makes an unexpected return at the start of next week. And that's just a taste of what's on the way. Fans can get an early glimpse of these dramatic moments by watching the newly released spoiler clips. In the footage, paramedics tend to an unconscious Asha in Victoria Gardens as a panicked Dev, Theo, and Amy look on helplessly. The medics question whether she might have taken drugs, leaving Dev deeply unsettled. Will Asha pull through? As viewers are aware, Asha has been battling emotionally since suffering disturbing experiences in her paramedic role. During one harrowing shift, she was subjected to racist abuse and a violent attack by a woman named Naomi, sparking a series of panic attacks. In an upcoming installment, Asha finally reaches breaking point, downing a bottle of wine before heading out into the night. When she's later discovered in Victoria Gardens, Bernie can't help but fear that Asha may have attempted to end her life. Back on the street, Debbie urges Kevin to lawyer up in the aftermath of his marital collapse. Meanwhile, Abby worries that Kevin has learned about her secret with Carl, so she hurriedly sends her lover a text. The twist? Abby mistakenly sends the message to Kevin instead of Carl. Realizing her error, she frantically texts Carl to meet her outside the bistro. But can she stop Kevin from reading the message in time? Over at the Metcalfs, Sally is horrified to discover that Tim has been exchanging messages with Trisha, an old flame from his teenage years. Tim insists there's nothing romantic going on, but Sally can't shake her doubts. Angered by her suspicion, Tim storms out, leaving Sally both shaken and suspicious. Later in the week, Tim finds himself deep in conversation with Brian, reminiscing about his younger years in the 1980s. As the pair chat, Tim begins to open up about his past with Trisha, recalling how she was one of the first girls he had a proper connection with back then. At first, it sounds like harmless nostalgia, with Tim fondly painting a picture of nights out, music from the era, and what it felt like to be a teenager on the cusp of adulthood. But as the memories unfold, Tim drops a shocking detail. Trisha wasn't a teenager like he was. She was in fact almost 20 years old at the time, while he had only just turned 14. The casual revelation lands like a bombshell. Brian is instantly taken aback, realizing the huge age gap and the uncomfortable truth behind Tim's story. While Tim brushes it off as part of his past and even speaks of it without much thought, Brian's reaction makes it clear that what Tim sees as a youthful fling is in fact a disturbing chapter that casts Trisha in a troubling light. This unsettling confession raises serious questions about Trisha's return to Tim's life and whether revisiting their history could end up reopening painful wounds, not only for Tim and Sally, but for everyone close to them. Coronation Street continues Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.